Hey, how are you all doing? This is Chris with Getaway Games Sports, and let me tell you, I just had two of the best weeks of my life. I was gone, went on vacation, well, week, went on a nice cruise, brought to you by Para Travelers. Princess, hell of a job. Thank you guys. It was my 30th wedding anniversary, so got to give a shout out to the boss, the wife, the phenomenal one, my wife Jackie. Uh, she's had to deal with me for 30 years, but that's a different story, folks. I know. Tell me about it, right? Well, actually, longer than that, but we won't get into details. But I got some things that I want to talk about baseball wise coming into playoff season, and how do you not love the playoffs? It's October. I feel like we should be listening to a little Michael Myers. Take two. Listening to a little Michael Myers. Anyway, sorry. Just having a moment there. If you saw my TikTok, you know what I'm talking about. You'll pick up what I'm throwing down. And I got some things that I'll be throwing down today. So, and away we go. I want to get into baseball, MLB. So there was a record broken this year by the Cleveland Indians, okay? That July 8th, 2025, they were down by, you ready for this, folks? 15 and a half games. Not sure what's going on with my computer. Hopefully you guys can see that and everything's going well. But you're down by 15 and a half games. What usually happens? You don't do anything, right? Well, guess what, folks? They won the Central because the Tigers were up on them by 15 and a half games. So, kind of interesting, huh? Go figure. All right. So, with that being said, the Tigers debacle. Let's be honest here. You have a debacle and you have a record. They're both records, in my opinion. The Tigers choked. Not even straight up choked. Now they got to go to Cleveland, play in Cleveland as the 3 and the 6 seed. Yes, the 6 and the 3 seed, or the 3 and the 6 seed. The winner of that series goes on and plays Seattle. That's going to be a tough one. Another 5-game series. All right. The Mets. Jesus criminy. What in the actual bleep happened to the Mets? There's a theory out there online, which I'm not going to get into. I'm not going to play that game. That's just not what I'm going to do or go from there. Do we all pick that up? They just absolutely choked. Congrats to the Reds for getting that last playoff spot. My Giants, yeah, they choked, but that's okay because that happens. As we all know, sometimes that happens. And with that being said, Giants got rid of Bob Melvin a couple days back. Um, kind of disappointed because if you guys don't know, Bob Melvin's a Bay Area boy. Went to Menlo Atherton High School down in Atherton. Also played in the Orioles organization. Played for the Giants as well, and in a bunch of other organizations, as well as managed both Bay Area teams at the time. So I'm kind of, eh, that's kind of a little heartbreaking for me because I really like Bob Melvin. I thought that he was going to get over the edge, but we are in the Buster Posey era, and who knows what's going to happen. Couple of quick front runners for that. You ready? You've got, here we go, folks. You've got Bruce Bochy. You've got, I know, kind of crazy because Bochy was just released yesterday from the Rangers. You've also got Tommy Vitello from Tennessee. Dusty Baker's names come up. Who else is it? Sorry, I got my notes here. I got to find it real fast. I know you really want to see the top of my head, right, folks? I know. Anyway, well, I can't find it, so I had it written down. The first base coach for the Giants, Haddonfield, as well. Oh, here it is. Let's see. So the front runners that I have written down: Brandon Hyde, Hitchie. Sorry, I was writing down pretty fast. Brandon Hitchie. He does have Santa Rosa ties, by the way, from Santa Rosa. He's also in there. Skip Schumacher. That was a big surprise name, but the biggest was Tommy Vitello from Tennessee. Apparently, him and Buster have already talked, so we'll have to see what happens there and what goes on. I'm kind of curious. Anyway, so let's get into some of the end of season stats, all right? So let's start with the hitters, obviously. I mean, obviously, batting average was crap. Let's just put that out there. But in the American League, Aaron Judge actually had a 331 batting average, surprisingly. And that's not bad. He won the AL hitting crown. Trey Turner won the NL hitting crown, batting 304, folks. Yes, 304. Okay. Then in HRs, home runs, obviously Cal Raleigh with 60, Kyle Schwarber with 56. RBIs, Cal Raleigh with 125 RBIs, Kyle Schwarber with 132 RBIs. That's who won those crowns. I mean, pretty evident when you hit 60 home. No, I'm just kidding. That doesn't always work that way. Ask Joe Carter. Hits. In the American League, Bobby Witt had 184. That's Bobby Witt Jr., by the way. And Luis Arez had, for San Diego Padres, had 181. Then you've got our pitchers. Now, to me, this is going to be an unbelievable stat. Number one, Tariq Skubal had a 2.21 ERA. He was literally the only bright spot for the Tigers for a while there. And then you've got Paul Skeens, rookie, going to be Rookie of the Year, could be Cy Young Award winner, had a 1.97 ERA. I think in the National League, the Cy Young Award winner is going to surprise everybody. I'll get into that in a moment. What else do we got? We've got Tariq. So we talked about that. Wins. Max Fried with the Yankees with 19 wins. And Freddie Peralta with the Brewers had 17 wins. No 20-game winner again, folks. No 20-game winner, okay? Let's see. Innings pitched. Garrett Crochet, and I'm probably butchering that, and Ks. Garrett Crochet won both. He had 255 Ks and 205.1 innings pitched. So 205 and a third innings pitched. And then your National League was Logan Webb. That a boy, Logan Webb. He's from my area, a couple miles away. Great kid. Really like him. Logan Webb, congratulations on pitching over 207 innings this past season with 224 strikeouts. That's a pretty good feat considering nowadays when they pull you out after the third inning if you haven't had 87 Ks. I'm just saying, I'm just going from there. Okay? Now, let's get into this playoff picture, all right? So we already know who the 3 and the 6 seed are in the American League. You've got Cleveland with the 3 seed, Detroit with the 6 seed. You've got Boston with the 5 seed and New York with the 4 seed. You've got in the National League, Cincinnati with the 6 seed, LA with the 3 seed. Then you've got the good old-fashioned San Diego Padres. Don't ask me why I said it like that. I just did. Who's the number 4 seed. And you've got Chicago Cubs, who are the number 5 seed. Okay? The number 1 seed, obviously, in the National League is Milwaukee. Number 2 is Philly. In the American League, you've got Toronto as number 1 and Seattle as number 2. I would really like to see Seattle actually do something this year. Just due to their fan base is crazy, psychotic. They are Seahawks fan base. Even though I can't stand the Seahawks, I wouldn't mind seeing Mariners actually finally do something. But they'll probably be eliminated. And like always. Anyway. So. Now. I'm trying to pull up my picks for my playoffs. So I'm going to give you my American League, and then I'm going to give you my National League, and then we're going to go from there. And I'm kind of curious to know if it matches up with what you guys have. All right? And away we go. Boy, looking at my fantasy football stuff. Jesus Christ. Being away, sometimes you forget to do things on fantasy football, and let me tell you, I forgot to do a lot of things, just in case you wanted to know. Stand by. I'll be right back. All right, that's a little bit better. I'm not sure what's going on with my lighting and all that stuff. So I'm trying different things, but I keep going light and dark, light and dark. But anyway, that's a different story. Okay, so here is my National League winner. Okay, I did a National League and American League, and then I'm going to give you my final winner. All right, everybody? So here we go. I've got, who do I got? I've got Detroit versus Cleveland, and I've got Cleveland moving on. I think we're going to go 4 or 5 games in this series, and it's just the way it is, the way it's going to go. All right. Next, I've got the Yankees and the Red Sox. I have them moving on. Yes, folks, I have them moving on. That's the Yankees, just in case anybody wanted to move. Anybody wanted to move on. Anybody wanted to know, but we'll move on from that really quick. They'll be taking on the Blue Jays, all right? And then I have, and you guys know that I have to do this because I have to, and I can never, ever, 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 ever pick the Dodgers, okay? That's just the way it is. That's just the way it goes. So I took the Reds over the Dodgers to go and play Philly. Then you got Padres and Cubs. This one was my toughest choice, I felt. I had a really hard time choosing this one, and you'll see why later, okay? But I do have the Padres moving on to play the Brewers, all right? Now, here we go. You got Mariners. You've got Cleveland. That's going to be a crazy series, I think. But I do have Seattle moving on, okay? Then Toronto and New York. Man, I've got to go with Toronto. I just think Toronto's got way too many factors. And I know that just isn't English very well, but trust me on that one. Bichette, Guerrero, the pitching, Gossman has been unbelievable for them. All right. And then I've got Philly over the Reds. And I've got, are you ready for my upset? San Diego over the Brewers. I think Brewers are too young, and I think that the Brewers will fold. Sorry, guys, I really do. I think you won't know how to control your emotions, and therefore, that's that. You know, that's that. All right. Now, here we go. Seattle takes out Toronto in a phenomenal series. I think that series is going to go 7 games ALCS. Okay. Then you've got San Diego taking on Philly. I've got San Diego taking out Philly. So what does that mean? We got a whole West Coast World Series, folks. A West Coast World Series. That's right. We had an East versus West in the ALCS, NLCS, and now we've got an all West Coast World Series. I know. Threw that knuckleball in there. But the winner, and the first time winner ever, could be either team, right? But here we go. It's the San Diego Padres. All right. So that's my National League winner. Now I'm going into my American League winner. All right. Oh boy. This bracket, I really threw some knuckle curves with a rising sinker in there, if you all pick up what I'm throwing down. So here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready, kids? Anyway, so Tigers take down the Guardians to move on to play Seattle. All right. Then I've got Boston beating the Yankees to take on Toronto. All right. I still have the Reds taking down the Dodgers because F the Dodgers. FTD, baby. FTD. That's all I got to say about that. If you don't know, now you know. All right. What else? We've got the Cubs taking out the Padres in this series. All right. Cubs versus Brewers now. So we got an all Midwest divisional series there. All right. I've got Milwaukee taking out the Cubs. I've got Philly taking out Cincinnati. I've got Detroit beating the Mariners. And then I've got Toronto over Boston. Okay? Now, Milwaukee takes out Philadelphia in the NLCS. Okay? Toronto beats my Tigers in the ALCS. So now you've got the Brewers who have never won a World Series, and you've got Toronto, our friends to the north, that have won 2 World Series. Do y'all pick up what I'm throwing down here? Okay, good thing, good thing, good thing. All right? Now, you are all going to be really, really surprised on who I pick to win this. Is it the first time winner or will it be the 3-time winner? Well, I have chosen the 3-time winner, Toronto Blue Jays, to win the World Series. So I gave you an American and a National League. Now, if we take those and we figure out which one's truly, truly, truly going to win, I think you'll be surprised. I didn't go with the first-time winner. The first time. Let me rephrase that. I went with the first-time winner, the first time, a third-time winner, the second time. But I'm going to go back to the first-time winner. I think overall, your winner of the 2025 World Series is going to be the San Diego Padres. They're going to win it for the first time ever, folks. Congratulations. Good luck. I hope this all works out for you because I'm excited. I'm really excited for this year. I don't know why, I just am. But, folks, guess what? I would love for you guys to thank our sponsors. I'm going to put them all on the next slide just due to the fact that I'm running out of time here. I'm going to put them all on the next slide. Please definitely check them all out. Obviously, paratravelers.net. Let me get you anywhere you want to go around the world. Liquid Nitro Energy Drink. Simply the best. Mwah. I also have a few more who I do not have the websites off the top of my head, so I'm a horrible individual and I am sorry. But last but not least, I want to thank each and every single one of you for watching my show, Getaway Game Sports. I will be having some guests on in the near future. Married to sports. I'm going to say it. Who else? Hot Rod, Sports Nut, The Burner, Jake's Take on Sports, and a bunch of other people. We'll get those out there. Great friends of the show. Definitely go and support them on the TikTok. Support me on the TikTok as well. I'll definitely put all that up on the next one. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Y'all have a great day and a better tomorrow. Ciao bene.